Hey everybody, I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Orro Reports. Well, friends, I have one more episode from Princess Sofia's TV series left to blog this month, and this one will be a musical themed episode where Princess Vivian is a central character. So, let's get started. Airing on television on February 10th, 2017, this is the Princess Prodigy. Now, on for the plot of the episode. After the band showdown, Baron Von Rocha decides to take Princess Vivian under his wing and teach her magical music. But he's not what he appears. He's been magically stealing musical talent, and Vivian is his next target. To keep Vivian's friends from distracting her, he makes her the star and gets her to treat them badly. So, what do I think of this episode? Well, in my opinion, this was another twisted episode. And to further explain what I'm talking about, let's move on to Mustang notes. Now, there's not a lot of trivia to talk about for this episode, except for the fact that the moral of this episode is be the kind of friend who brings the best in others, and don't let fame go to your head, which is another lesson that I definitely know about. Also to note, this is the second to last episode in Sofia's third season. As for the animation, well, to me, the CGI animation is great, and I like that this episode mostly takes place at Royal Prep. However, in my eyes, the best part about the animation is the magical music, which does all sorts of magical wonders. Plus, it almost makes me think of Maestro Forte's music in Beauty and the Beast: The Enchanted Christmas. Also, there are a couple other things that I like. For example, during the musical competition at the beginning, we get a couple cameos from characters whom we've seen before in previous episodes, like Flambeau the Dragon from The Curse of Princess Ivy and Crankle the Ogre from the Enchanted Science Fair, who both serve as judges. Plus, Vincent Vaughn, who previously appeared in The Flying Crown and Camp Wilderwood, appear as members of the Junior Knights band. Also, while several parts of the episode were pretty suggestive and twisted, I thought the best part was the magical music battle. And I also liked when Merryweather joins in by playing the French horn and the tuba. It's like they say,
music is a weapon.
And now, let's talk about the episode's song, The Magic in the Music, which is sung by Baron Von Rocha and the Royal Prep Band. To me, this song is very enchanting, and I like how it explains what magical music can do, like control the weather, make art come to life, make you levitate, or even make a chair grow tree branches. Plus, while Von Rocha has a great singing voice, I like the part where Sofia, Vivian, and the others join in. And now, let's talk about the characters and their voice actors. Princess Sofia is voiced once again by Ariel Winter, whom was a young Kairi in the Kingdom Hearts game series, Marina in Jake and the Neverland Pirates, a few of Thumper's sisters in Bambi 2, Marlene in the complete version of Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, young Trixie in Speed Racer, Penny Peterson in DreamWorks' Mr. Peabody and Sherman, and Smurf Lily in Smurfs: The Lost Village. As usual, Sofia is a kind, smart, brave, and compassionate princess, and I think she's pretty good at playing the hurdy-gurdy, which, for those who don't know, is a string instrument that produces sound by a hand-crank turned wheel rubbing against the strings, and it functions and plays like a violin bow. Anyway, during this episode, Sofia is feeling pretty concerned for Vivian's behavior while she's being taught by Baron Von Rocha, and she becomes hurt when Vivian refuses to practice their special spin. Plus, even though her mother, Queen Miranda, advised her to give Vivian another chance, after her bandmates quit out of annoyance, Sofia decides to quit too, due to her confirming that the band is not fun anymore. Thankfully, after Piccolo tells Sofia about what Baron Von Rocha did to Vivian, Sofia gets the band together to confront the Baron and, with help from Merryweather, play the counterspell to overpower him and get Vivian's talents back. Our main character, Princess Vivian, is voiced by Sabrina Carpenter, best known from Girl Meets World, Milo Murphy's Law, and Adventures in Babysitting. In my opinion, Vivian is a sweet, confident, and social princess, and she's incredibly talented at playing the mandolin. However, during this episode, while she does show some resistance, she's easily manipulated by Baron Von Rocha to think that she's the star of the band, and she lets her musical talents go to her head by being mean and selfish to her bandmates. But after Vivian loses her friends and her talents, she feels ashamed and heartbroken. Thankfully, Vivian makes up for her behavior by using her magical music to send Baron Von Rocha away from Royal Prep after getting her talents back. The rest of the Royal Prep band include Prince James, voiced by Nicholas Cantu, Princess Amber, voiced by Darcy Rose Byrnes, and Prince Khalid, voiced by Jaden Betts. During this episode, James plays the drums, Khalid plays the bass, and Amber plays the flute and harp, and she also designed the band uniforms. However, while Vivian is being taught by Baron Von Rocha, they feel left out, and they later become annoyed with Vivian's behavior, which prompts them to quit. Thankfully, after Sofia alerts them that Baron Von Rocha manipulated Vivian and stole her musical talents, the kids join together to stop him. We also have Piccolo, a songbird voiced by Greg Illis, who voiced Spruce in Minding the Manor, along with Theodore Groves in the Pirates of the Caribbean films, Kate Sif in Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, and Nigel in Garfield: A Tale of Two Kitties. About way back, Piccolo once had a beautiful singing voice, but Baron Von Rocha borrowed it to boost his musical talent, and he promised to give it back once he stole Vivian's musical talents. However, when Baron Von Rocha betrays Piccolo and refuses to give his talent back, Piccolo goes to Sofia and tells her what Baron Von Rocha did to Vivian. Plus, he also reveals that the Baron is a fraud who has gained its powers through magical thievery. In my opinion, while Piccolo is a character whom was forced to be Baron Von Rocha's minion, I think he's a nice character, and I like that he supports Sofia and her bandmates while showing them the counterspell to defeat his master. Finally, we come to Baron Von Rocha, voiced by Keith Ferguson, who has voiced a lot of characters ever since Princess Sofia's second season, along with Zuzo from Elena of Avalor, Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and Marluxia from the Kingdom Hearts game series. Baron Von Rocha is the most famous magical musician in the Everrealm. Princess Vivian has seen all of his concerts, and she and Sofia are overjoyed when they see him as one of the judges for the band showdown. However, in truth, the Baron is a fraud who only had his skill and reputation as a magical musician because he has used magic to steal musical talents from many people in the past, including Piccolo. He does this act of magical thievery every time his musical magic spells start to mess up by tricking them into either singing or playing the magical music song that casts the spell that transfers their musical talents to him. And now on to my final words. Overall, The Princess Prodigy was a really twisted episode. It has great CGI animation, and I like that it involves musical magic. Plus, I also like that Princess Vivian is a main character again for her third time in this series, and while she was easily manipulated into acting selfish and letting her talent go to her head, I'm glad that she shows some resistance, and believe me, It's entirely in her character to act this way, given how she likes to express herself. Sofia and the rest of the Royal Prep Band were sympathetic and relatable, and Baron Von Rocha has got to be one of the most cunning characters on the show, due to how both subtle yet blatant his manipulative tactics are. And I think Keith Ferguson's voice acting is awesome as always. Lastly, the moral of the story goes a bit further than normal in this type of plot. Instead of just saying, don't let fame go to your head, it also says how the best things in life are done with your friends. As for my rating, I'll give it a 97% out of 100. Well, that's all for now. Be sure to join me next time where we look at the latest MCU film, which will include 3 superheroines and some cats. Mustang Power.